Hey, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of the Duo Group Iron Man. The last video was 4,000 Scurious KC or the pet, whichever comes first. And it turns out the pet was first at 3269 KC, which is my 24th pet on the account, and I now have Scurious greenlogged. So what's the plan for today? Well, Yama came out a couple days ago as I'm recording this, and well, for those of you that don't play OSRS, it's basically a high-level duo boss, and it's something that we want to take on in the future, hopefully the near-ish future. I've been watching some videos and streams, and it looks like we're both going to want a purging staff for sure, and maybe both Emberlight as well, but I think Arclight should still be fine. Here's my Tormented Demons log. I have 1001 KC with 2 Synapses. They changed them though in the recent update to where you can now revert the Synapse weapons back into a Synapse, but you lose the materials that you used to make the upgrade. The 2 that I got, I made them into Emberlight and the Scorching Bow a while back. And I have no problem turning the Scorching Bow into a staff because you only use an unstrung magic longbow to make the bow, so I'm really not losing anything. However, I don't want to revert my Emberlight because you need to get 10k charges to create it that you don't get refunded if you revert it. If you haven't guessed already, the plan for this video is going to be going back to training my favorite skill, Slayer, in hopes of getting greater demon tasks to try and get a Synapse or 2 or 3. Mainly at least 1 though, that's the goal. You can fight Tormented Demons off task, but it seems like a waste because they're really good Slayer XP per hour, like 40k plus from what I remember. And yeah, I mean, I technically can revert my Emberlight, or we could just go to Yama right now with suboptimal gear, but you could probably tell we're not in a rush to fight him. This will give us some extra time for better strategies and guides to come out, and maybe even combat achievements, depending on how long it takes them to get released. But yeah, we are both going to be doing Slayer together in this video, and by together, I mean at the same time, but not literally doing Partner Slayer. Because with Partner Slayer, yeah, we get tasks done twice as fast, but when we do eventually roll the greater demon task, you still get the same quantity of greater demons, so we would just be getting it done twice as fast, but not actually being able to do more kills at Tormented Demons. So it seems pointless, like it would just balance out anyways. I could be misinterpreting it or misunderstanding it, but I think that's how Partner Slayer works. But if anything, I could imagine that we'd be losing a lot of time by having to coordinate what we're doing for every single Slayer task if we were doing Partner Slayer. So with that said, let's get started with the grind. Spookdog just got a Hellhounds task, but she's not doing Sir because she has to AFK and edit. As for me, I have an Ents task because I was doing Wildy Slayer a couple of videos ago, but I'm just gonna skip that one. And before I grab my first task of the video, let me double check the extensions to make sure I have greater demons. I don't have them extended. I'm glad I checked that. So it's gonna cost 100 points, which I do have a few I can spare at this point. So we're gonna extend greater demons for 100 points. And now we'll grab the first task of the video. I will be using Kuradal, except for every 50th task, I'll use Konar, but let's see what we get. Black Dragons, alright, KVD. My task streak is currently 2489. Hopefully I remember to go to Konar for number 2500. And with that, we are off to our own separate ways. Wait, do you think she went to the crafting guild? Oh yeah, she that's like when you say goodbye to someone, then you go the same direction as them. Alright, we are off to our own separate ways to train Slayer, and we'll see who gets a greater demon task first and who can get some drops first. Man, it feels so good to be doing Slayer again. I mean, I know I was doing Wildy Slayer kind of recently, but it's just not the same as doing good old-fashioned vanilla Duradel or Kuradal Slayer. Also, I've gotta say, it is so weird killing KVD after playing 04. I've still been doing this on the side. It is so weird. I'm able to get like 50 kills per hour here versus like 6 kills per hour in 04. Have I just not done Slayer since getting the Quiver? Because I have to change all my gear setups to include the Blessing, because with the Quiver you can have a Blessing and the arrows equipped. So I gotta update some things. It's a new era for me. I will no longer be prioritizing the farm runs with Catherby being the left click on the Nexus, but instead that privilege is going to be switched over to Karen Castle. Bring on the Slayer, baby! My favorite skill. Oh, this is a good reminder to talk about the hard clues. So, if you didn't know or forgot, because it's probably been a while since I've talked about this, I am going for 1,000 hard clues. I'm not actively going for the hard clues, but whenever I get them from Slayer or skilling, I am doing them and stacking up the caskets. Here's a little sneak preview of where I'm at with them. 800, this will be 887. So it's getting up there, you could say. And if you're curious how to see the step without even opening the clue and have the text right on there like I just did, that is the Clue Details plugin. I believe all tiers of clues except beginner and master, so easy, medium, hard, elite, I believe they all have separate IDs for each step, and that's how the plugin knows for those tiers of clues what the step is without even opening it. Oh, I forgot about that being a thing. I'm not going to do the boss though because I still need to get the Aranea boots, and doing every single boss task I get would take too long when I'm trying to kind of prioritize greater demons. Oh, I got them, yes! Hey, the Aranea boots, yeah dude. This is my first task today, so I just woke up and I've been like kind of half out of it. I did not expect to see that on the ground. Also, Araxites are a lot better Slayer XP per hour than I remember. Now, I did get 3 superiors. I should have only expected 1 during this task, but even with 1 superior, it was still about 44k Slayer XP per... Okay, there's the 4th superior. It's about 44k Slayer XP per hour with just the 1 superior I would have expected to get during this task. Wait, if the task is over, what happens with the Venerable? Does it hit... The Venerable doesn't bounce off the superior. Wait, can I even damage? Yeah, I can damage the superior, but it's not bouncing to anything else. That is interesting. Oh my god. Dude, I can't take any more venom damage. Oh my god. Please. Okay, we did it. We did it. We're good. We're good. Oh. Okay. I did not realize at the time that consuming a venom sac does 4 damage to you. I got back in time to get this stuff. Imagine if I had gotten a unique. That would have been very stressful. Anyways, wait, let me grab this stuff first. The Aranea boots have a different drop rate depending on if you're on task versus off task, and also depending on which level of Araxite that you're fighting. I was fighting the level 146s on task, so it was a 1 in 800 drop. And we should be able to check how many Araxites I've killed. Oh wait, I think that's probably including the boss. Well, it says about 1600. That is definitely including the boss though, because I think that was only my second Araxite Slayer task that I've done at Araxites. Yeah, it was like 1300 boss KC, so a bit over 300 KC at the level 146 Araxites. A little bit under half the drop rate for the Aranea boots. What's so good about these boots? Well, first off, there's no requirements to wear them, which makes them the best in slot boots for 1 defense peers and Zerkers. And these are Tribrid boots. They have a range attack bonus between Mixed Hide boots and Blessed Hide boots. Their magic attack is the same as Infinity boots, and they have melee strength bonus the same as Dragon boots. And if we go down here, you can feel free to take a look at the stats. They got a +1 prayer bonus as well. What makes these even more special though is that they have 2 passive effects while you're wearing them. The first one is that it allows you to pass through webs without the need of a slash weapon. I guess you could just walk straight through webs. We'll try that out in a minute. And the other passive effect is that it can negate certain special attacks once every 8 ticks from spider-related bosses, and you get a message in the chat box when that happens. This includes the web attack from Sarachnis that holds you in place, the draining webs from Spindle or Venenatus, but it only negates the first tick of being in the web. There's a couple attacks from Araxor, and then Verzic's webs in P3. Let's take a look at where the wiki recommends you use it. It is best in slot according to the wiki for Araxor for range. Well, yeah, I mean, you could just read it here. It's like very niche setups though, like you could see for like a pure setup or if you're mid-game. Yeah, there's a lot of things on this list. I'll just scroll through. I think one of the cooler use cases is for TOB, specifically for learning, because you do use all 3 combat styles in TOB, and these are Tribrid boots. I mean, the stats aren't amazing, but mainly for the webs during Verzic at P3 if you find yourself getting caught in those, or if you want to learn how to run webs. And of course, one of the best things about it is that it is a collection log slot. That is slot number 1063 for me. Let's try the web though. So I can't go through it. I don't have a slash weapon to cut it open, but if I put the boots on, can I really just walk right through the web? Oh, no, wait, click. Okay, I see. I thought I'd literally just be able to click right through, but that's cool too. It makes more sense. The place I'm most excited to use the boots is probably going to be for Sarachnis. I do have the pet already, but I still have to get the jar. But with that said, let's move on, get back to doing Slayer, and see what the next task is gonna be. Thank you very much for the fast Slayer task. Look how good I am. I actually remembered for task 2500 to go to Konar. Let's see what we get. It may have taken a few skips, but I got something kind of decent. Well, that is it. Task number 2500, 700 Slayer points from that, which is very useful because I was running low. Brimstone Keys, huh? That's a name I haven't seen in a long time. There's nothing important for me to get from them at this point because I do have the full Dusk Mystic set complete. There's no point committing bank slots to them at this point since I'm not going to be stacking them up anymore, so just opening them right away. Imagine if I did get a piece of Dusk right there, that'd be funny. Which reminds me, I think I still had the placeholder for them. Yeah, I did still have the, I'm going to get rid of that. Another bank spot cleared up. That's so funny, I'm trying to find the world for Dust Devils because that's my Slayer task. I did not do that on purpose. What the heck? Hey, I'm getting harassed here. I'm going to report you for stream sniping. 15 Jad KC, first Jad in a while, no pets. I just got a Warrior's Ring, first ring of this task. I'm at DK's. I know I said I wouldn't do too many boss tasks, but really wanted to do DK's. Yeah, I'll just end the trip here because I will not be able to finish the rest of the task on this trip, but hey, I got 3 dragon axes to make up for all the dragon axes I used up while woodcutting during my other series. It's Heckhoundor at the bank. I asked Spookdog if she would still like me if I was a worm, and she said probably not because there'd be a cooler worm with a leather jacket. So hopefully I don't get turned into a worm. We got a crazy milestone coming in here, 2,000 Rex KC. I'm not going to get 2k for the others this task though. I don't think I've done much Slayer since goading potions have come out, and these goading potions are goaded for these non-aggressive Slayer tasks, let me tell you. Normally you're able to click the orb to cure your poison if you have a poison curing thing in your inventory, but it doesn't work with the Araxite Venom Sacs. For some reason you actually have to click on the sacs. I wonder if it's because you take the 4 damage when you eat the Venom Sac. Maybe that's why it's an exception for clicking the orb. Oh, there it is. 247 of them. That's almost a max roll of them too. The max is 250 with the extension. I went back in my clips to check the last time I fought Tormented Demons, and it was July of 2024. So it's been nearly a year since I fought them, so I did not bring as many prayer pots as I normally would bring. I've also heard that they're super crowded still, even though Yama has been out now for... well, it's only been out for a few days, but I knew people were at Tormented Demons for the weeks leading up to Yama in preparation, but even after Yama's release, apparently it's still really crowded here. The Synapse is 1 in 500, and the Claw is 1 in 501, but we do not need any more Claws. Please, game, just Synapses. Oh yeah, it has come back immediately after just doing 1 kill. Look at the Slayer XP drop, 1,065 XP per Tormented Demon. Oh. That's the wrong drop. No, not Gratz. That was literally the first kill back, 1,002 KC. That's the wrong drop, dude. Why? That's funny. That's the 3rd pair of Burning Claws completed. I decided to store the Greater Demon task and wait until I stream, which will be another probably like 1 or 2 days from now, because it's more fun to do them on stream. And of course I get the increased streamer RNG if I wait until then. Plus that'll give Spookdog more of a chance to get a Greater Demon task herself so that we could be doing them at the same time potentially. And who knows, maybe I'll even get a 2nd Greater Demon task by then and I'll be able to do 2 tasks back to back. Speaking of increased RNG, I also just got this Dragon Med Helm from a Blood Veld, so that is pretty cool. Seeing as they're about 1 in 5,400 and I'm at almost 11k Blood Veld KC, I was about due for a 2nd one. Here is 16 Jad KC. That's a PB. I wasn't even trying for a PB. That's funny. I thought I was doing that pretty chill. 16 KC, no pets. Still stacking up the capes though for a big cape opening someday. Oh, back-to-back Jad, okay. And here's 17 KC. I don't see a pet. I have been keeping up with my herb runs, and very recently, in the last couple days, I finally switched over to planting my Snapdragon seeds. I have this huge stack that I think mostly came from TOA, and it's going to be good to plant these because my Snapdragon herb stack I think is one of my lowest stacks of herbs. I'm running dangerously low on these. So it's gonna be nice to get that stack up, and eventually I'll be able to upkeep my super stores once those start running out. According to the loot logger plugin, I got a bit over 600 Snapdragon seeds from TOA, which is almost half my stack. The Dragon Med Helmet Bloodvelds strikes again. Ooh, a whip. That's kind of funny because not too long ago, Spookdog also got a whip. Hey, they say what goes around comes around, you know, karma and all that. All right, today's the day I'm gonna stream and we're gonna go do the Tormented Demons, see if we get a Synapse. Unfortunately, Spookdog did not get a Greater Demon task yet. She also told me that she just ran out of charges on the Venerable, so I grabbed 50k of my Ancient Essence out and tossed that in the group storage. Here, ending their torment, or what if I am the cause of their torment? What if it is I who am tormenting the demons? Yeah, they were practically begging. Nice amethyst. No. What's the deal with airplane food? I don't know. It's nuts. Not anymore. It's not. What's the deal with airplane food? It's pretzels. Doesn't quite hit the same. It adds an extra layer of comedy, though. By comedy, I mean being unfunny, which is comedy for me. Oh, let's wait. Are they both? Oh, he died. Close enough. Oh, Spookdog just got the Greater Demon task. Nice, good luck. Maybe you'll get a Synapse before me. I'm currently at 1165 KC. Why is he like this? Look at that stack of bowstring. Please just get 3 more. So the reason for that lack of 3 bowstring is because I made a video a long time ago when I was going for max, using the Flax to bowstring spell to train crafting and magic, and my goal was 100k. So I made 100k. It might have been like one inventory over 100k, so maybe it was like 100,015 or something. But there's a clue step that has you fletch, I think, a U longbow. So you have to use a bowstring every time you get that clue step, and because of that, I've now gone below 100,000 bowstring. So yeah, that's why there's a not very satisfying number there. I didn't notice that. Now I'm bothered by it. You don't have to look at it anymore. Bury 1 Dagonoth bone. Okay, let's get back to TDs. Everyone knows that you don't get drops on the last kill of the task unless flushed emoji. No, that's it. It's over. Now up to 1248. Tormented Demon KC. Now can we get the back-to-back task? No. The Dragon Med Helm strikes again. I'm doing my final herb run before bed, but real quick, just want to see how much Slayer XP I gained today. It was 372k. No, I missed it. I did my 50th task, but I forgot to go to Konar, 2550. Dang, I missed out on so many Slayer points. I went to search in the plugin hub because I was like, there's gotta be some kind of Slayer task milestone reminder, right? And sure enough, there's a Konar milestone reminder plugin. Let's install that. Cool. And then by default, it is set to 50 tasks. It works for me. Oh, there it is. 233 Greater Demons. Nice. Oh, an Abbey Head. I did store the Greater Demon task for tomorrow because I'm just trying to AFK tonight. I got an Abbey Head. How many have I got in? That is number 4. I don't know how many I got from Sire, but I could check the loot tracker, right? I've gotten 2 from Abbey Demons. That's a 1 out of 6,000 drop from Abbey Demons, and I'm close to 10k KC on them, so a bit under the drop rate. Oh, hey, I just hit 60 mil farming XP from this herb patch. I just woke up and doing my first farm run of the day. When I'm doing this clue step and I kill the Zami Mage on top of here, the loot appears on top of the tree, but my character is still able to pick it up by just grabbing at the tree. I've got another sort of type of XP / level milestone coming in right here, 113 magic, which is 52 mil. Ooh, a shark, thanks. Ooh, some Infernal Ashes, thanks. Another Pokemon. Oh, I thought she got I got super excited for a second, but it's a combat achievement that she got. Oh, the collection log again, but this time it was collection log, but is Guthix Temple teleport, not the other. Ah, you keep getting me with those. There we go. She just got a Burning Claw. Nice. No, that's really good for your collection log. Very nice. Oh, a Synapse. There we go. There's the third synapse. That was 1388 KC for synapse number 3. So I forgot if I said before in the video, we would want at least 1 synapse. 2 would be ideal, but at least 1 so that we could both have purging staffs. But if we get 1 more, then Spookdog could have a purging staff and an Emberlight. We're both having fun, right? So we'll keep going. At least finish both of our tasks at the very least. See if we can get 1 more. And of course, so Spookdog can get 1 for her collection log either way. I guess she'll want to get that at some point since she's doing the collection log series now. Looking ethnically ambiguous with the mustache. Oh, I'll put the synapse in the group storage because I believe the scorching bow is better than the T-bow. So you can make that into the scorching bow and then use that, and then later on you could convert it into the staff when we go to Yama. You're gonna go cook, enjoy having 2 TDs to yourself for now. Did you know that if you kill 2 TDs at once, you can save an hour during your Slayer task? And also, if you don't stream, you could save a lot more than 1 hour during your TD's task because you're not distracted standing around doing nothing. Fun fact. What I meant was if you start killing the second demon as soon as you finish killing the first one, rather than only killing 1 and waiting for the same one to respawn. But hopefully you knew what I meant. I can't go back and voice over live facecam commentary. I mean, I can, but I'm not going to. It is time to do the combat achievements for Tormented Demons. I have 2 done from a long time ago, probably when they first came out. But there's 3 I haven't done. There's kill 2 Tormented Demons within 2 seconds, and then kill 3 Tormented Demons within 3 seconds. And by going for this one, I will also get this one done. This one we'll worry about later, but this is what we're going to be going for. Kill 3 Tormented Demons within 3 seconds. There's 3 Tormented Demons here, but I am going to have to find an empty world. I don't want any of them to be praying range. I could attack it and make it switch after 150 damage, then run out. I think once you run away from here, all their health resets for any that are like out of your line of sight. But I'm just going to hop and find a world where none of them are praying range, so I don't have to worry about that. You could probably tell what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to quick rapid fire succession, venom all 3 of them, and then because, like I said, I can't leave the area, I can't like go out of their range, I believe they'll all reset their HP then, so it's going to be a tank test. From the videos I've watched, it could be anywhere from like 7, 8, 9 minutes. I have low-level darts in the blowpipe because I'd like the damage to be as close to each other as possible, and by having the lowest max hit I can possibly get, I'm using iron, not bronze, but close enough to the lowest, it reduces the variance in the amount of damage that I do. I do need to actually hit. So the Serp Helm and the blowpipe, if you hit, I believe if you get an XP drop, you have a guaranteed 100% chance of venoming the target, but I need to make sure I actually hit all 3. I don't think I was close enough to, I gotta make sure in the future that I'm close enough to all 3 of them as well to hit them back to back to back, 2 ticks apart. Oh my god, I can't get it, dude. I'm taking damage already. Oh man. No. Oh, they're all hitting me. Yeah, I might need to bring like a range pod or like better range gear. I didn't realize it's gonna take multiple tries to be able to like back to back to back hit them all. That's the tough part. No, it's not hitting. Oh my. Come on. Yes, okay. We've done it. Let's put the tank gear on. Now it begins. First thing to mention is I already messed up because I hit a 19 on one of them and 1 on another, which is way too big of a difference. But ignoring that part, here's what's going on. I've got 3 Tormented Demons attacking me, and they'll always be using different combat styles. So there's always going to be a Major, Ranger, and Meleeer attacking me at once. I'm praying against the Major, so that one's fine. And then for the Meleeer, I'm running back and forth to each side of the room so that he's only able to do as few hits as possible to me. And then the Ranger, I'm just taking all of his hits the entire time. I got a plugin called Venom Timer, which shows a lot of Venom related info on monsters that are venomed, including when the next Venom hit splat will be, and the time until that NPC dies. Clearly I wasn't paying attention to it here though, or I would have noticed one of them was off from the others, in terms of how long until it dies, but it was my first attempt, so you know. Oh no, I hit it. No, 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 no. I messed it up so bad. Oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. I can't believe I just hit with the bulwark. No. Looking back at the footage now, ironically, I think that hit that I did on that one actually would have synced them up perfectly. But also in retrospect, I don't think I would have had enough supplies. New plan here that should hopefully make this a little bit less stressful and a little bit less frustrating, especially at the last moment, which is this option in the settings. Food/potions can form supply piles on death. So I'm gonna die with an inventory of brews, and that way I don't have to stress about being like 9 minutes in tanking and being like 1 dose of brew left and being worried about not having supplies. So I'll do that like maybe like right here will be good. Yeah, my problem was that when I switched the left click on the Tormented Demon to walk here, I only switched it for one of them. I thought it would switch it for all of them. Yeah, I could also just shift click the whole time going back and forth. As for the supply pile on death, it stays on the ground for 1 hour and only you can see them. These are not visible to anyone else. Oh, you know what I can do though, that I should have done before? Switch the dins to block. That would probably help, huh? Come on. Yes, all right, first try back, cool. Get this stuff on, and let's get at it once again. It's kind of hard to tell in the moment, or at least really focus on how much damage I did to each of them. Looking back now, it's very obvious, but I did look at the dead in timer, and I saw that one of them was off from the others, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave and reset. I thought the damage that I did to each of the demons were relatively close, or close enough together to the point where they should die at the same time. And as for the venom information, it doesn't show up until the first venom splat happens. And I was paying attention to it this time, and I saw that it did show that they were all like 1 second apart from each other for when they were supposed to die. But what I didn't see is that it was kind of flipping back and forth to where sometimes it showed that they were all going to die at the same time, and other times it showed that one of them would be off from the other two, but I wasn't really too focused on it at that point. I thought, it's going to be close enough, right? Oh my god, please hit, please hit, please hit. Come on, come on. No, are you kidding me? No. That took so long. No. I would not have made it. I would not have been able to do that task at all, by the way, if I didn't drop the bruise on the ground like that, but I'm so disappointed. I got the bruise on the ground. I'm using up a lot of my teleports, but okay, this time I need to make sure I do about the exact same amount of damage on each of them with the blowpipe, which I thought I did last time, but clearly it wasn't close enough damage to each of them. Oh, I'm gonna have to find a new world too, huh? Because they all died, so there's a pretty decent chance that at least one of them is gonna be praying range. But when I hop worlds, the supply pile on the ground should still be there. I think it persists across worlds. I really hope it does. Yeah, okay. Okay, that should be good, right? That's gotta be good. Let's put the tanker on. All right, this should be it. 5 seconds left. This has gotta be it. Yes, 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 yes. Come on, come on. Come on, come on, please, please, please. Yes, yes, yes. I'm so glad about that. This is a very nice one to have done. I got 2 temple teleports back as well. Also very nice. This video from Video Game Bot was a huge help. His vids were my favorite ones for when I was learning Coliseum, and I was glad to see his name pop up on another guide for something I was doing. For these combat achievements, according to the wiki, I think this is only for people that have the wiki sync plugin. You can see for the 3 times the thrashing, there's only 1.8% of players with the WikiSync plugin that have completed that CA. So that was cool. It's probably one of the more rare ones that I have done. And now I'm going to remove the Venom Timer plugin because I don't know if I'll ever use that again. Maybe for some other niche combat achievement in the future. Oh. Oh, wow. That's... There's the 4th Synapse. Wow. What the... Was not expecting to get a Synapse, another Synapse before this task was over, but that was 1477 KC. And it's about 1 in 500. Yeah, wait, Spookdog was supposed to get that for the collection log. Yeah, I'm still gonna finish up this Slayer task though. There's only 10 left. Imagine I got another one. Cool, we'll toss the Synapse into the group storage, and now me and Spookdog, we're both going to have an Emberlight and a second one that we can swap back and forth between the bow and the staff depending on whatever we're doing at the time. There's the last kill of the task. Any more Synapses? No, imagine though. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna end this video for at least a couple more days, but I'm done fighting TDs for this video, so I could do some other stuff now. I might just continue doing Slayer, maybe see what boss tasks I can get. I was thinking of doing Zora, but this is a Slayer focused video, I guess, and it'd be cool to see how much Slayer XP I can get in this video. Let me see where I'm at right now, actually, since I started. I have already gained 1.7 mil Slayer XP in this video. Oh, a Dagnoth task. That'll be fun. There's a ring. This one's a very important DK because this one is going to give me a virtual Slayer level of 113. A me staff. There's the end of the DK's task. In the next DK's task, that's when I'll get to 2k KC for the other two. What's next? Oh, Blue Dragons. I have not done much Vorkath on this account because most of my Slayer XP, most of my 52 mil Slayer XP was from Konar. And with Konar, you can't do Vorkath. She doesn't assign Blue Dragons there. So my Vorkath KC is very low compared to what you'd probably expect it to be on my account. I only have 274. It's always like the first one going back in that's like tough. I'm just gonna like stand there for 5 minutes. Okay, let's do it. Okay, we're doing some damage. I didn't set the autocast. I'm on the wrong spellbook. Okay, that first kill is a warm-up. There's a warm-up. Alright, guys. Ooh. First kill back. First real kill back. I've still got it, baby. Easy. Call me Wooks the way I be Wooks walking. There we go. First Vort kill in a long time. I feel like that was really slow. What's my PB? PB's 108 and that was 211. Okay, the new strategy for me is not bringing the Fang for when the Warhammer misses, but instead camping the Lance the whole time and using the Voidwaker spec instead of a defense lowering spec. I think the real best DPS increase I could get for Vorkath would simply be not streaming instead of standing around for as long as I have been. That's the real secret to increasing your DPS. Just don't stream. Yeah, it's true. If I don't stream, I can't get the streamer RNG, so it is still more worthwhile to stream than to not. 133. Wow, that was so much faster. I'm so glad I came up with this idea all by myself with no help from anyone. Do you think Wooks just calls it walking? It's just walking to a guy like him. I'm gonna make like a whole new inventory setup because it's been so long since I've done this. I need to like change up things like more Quran ones than Sharks, the Super Combat, the Voidwaker. I've been frozen. No. Get away. Get away! It's funny, after all these years, they still haven't changed that. I mean, it doesn't do any damage to you, but it's just funny seeing it follow you after the kill's over. There's 300 KC at Vorkath. I stored the Blue Dragons for a bit tonight so I could AFK Slayer, and here at the Bloodvelds, I'm getting a virtual range level of 120. The reason I'm using the construction and crafting cape instead of the max cape is for a few reasons. First thing is that if I brought the max cape, I'd have to set the shift click and left click options to be the crafting guild and the POH, and I'd probably keep mixing them up. Other reason is because I know I would forget to reset the left click on my max cape when I'm done with this Vorkath task, and I would click my max cape to equip it, but then end up teleporting away instead at the most inconvenient time, I'm sure. And most importantly, I'm only doing 1 kill trips, so inventory space doesn't matter, and I may as well bring both of them. I should start bringing Burning Claws with, because a lot of the time when I get close to the end of the kill, I'll have 30% spec left, and that's what you need for the Burning Claw spec. I just hit 120 mil hit points XP. I did not realize that was coming up. Very cool place to get it. Will I be rewarded for the crazy milestone? No. Oh no, 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 that's the worst possible time to DC. I guess any time during Vorkath would have been like a bad time. Hey, we're back, baby. Everyone's here. 400 KC Vorkath. And since I have you here anyways, Void Waker, more like Vork Waker. Am I right or am I right? Yeah, I was vorking on that joke for a long time. Well, here's a pretty rare Hispori milestone. That's 400 KC. Hey, I got a Vorkath's head right before the end of the task. It's kind of crazy because it's 1 out of 50 and, well, that's my 4th one, but the 50 KC one's guaranteed. So it's like I've gotten my 3rd one basically because the guaranteed one doesn't count. So I've gotten, before this KC, I had 2 of them in 432. But now I got another one. And the Vorkath task is over at 437 KC. It was so long ago that I last did Vorkath that the loot tracker is not even pulling up all the prior Vorkath KC that I had. But from this task, which was 162, I accidentally did 1 kill off task because I forgot to switch my task back to Blue Dragons. The loot tracker is about 26 mil, which is close to 160k GP per kill. Vorkath drops Scaly Hides 1 out of 10, and each Scaly D hide gives you 50 Blue Dragon scales. I had 0 of these in the bank before this task started. I now have 17 from 1 Blue Dragon's task, which comes out to 850 Blue Dragon scales. Just passively from doing a Vorkath task. Of course, I can't forget I owe you my daily dues, or not daily, my videoly dues of sand. I mined 25k more in the Sandstorm grinder, and I just spent 1.25 mil for another 25k buckets of sand. I am going to be wrapping up this video tomorrow, and we're going to be moving on to Yama for the next video, but there is one more thing I want to make sure I get done before this video is over, which is the Tormented Demons combat achievements. There's one more left, Rapid Reload. That's the one earlier I said I would do later, and it is now later. Hit 3 Tormented Demons within 3 seconds using a ballista or a crossbow. 3 seconds is 5 game ticks, which would be a bit of a problem for traditional crossbows or ballistas because crossbows are like 5 ticks and ballistas are even slower, just for 1 shot, and you have to fire it 3 times. However, there is an option for a crossbow that's a little bit faster, which is the Hunter's crossbow, or you can upgrade it into the Hunter's Sunlight crossbow, which on Rapid is a 3-tick attack speed, which still is a little bit too slow to hit 3 demons within 5 game ticks, but if you start by attacking the demon furthest away from you, it should work out. Now the bolts you need for the regular Hunter's crossbow is Kepit bolts, which I don't have, but if I upgrade this into the Hunter's Sunlight crossbow, which I've never done before, there we go. This uses Sunlight or Moonlight Antler bolts, which I have a bunch of those from when I was doing Hunter Rumors. The Antler as well to upgrade the crossbow, I also got passively from Hunter Rumors, so I did not have to go out of the way for that. I think the intended way to do this combat achievement is to utilize one of the Tormented Demons' unique mechanics, where you get a speed bonus for your next hit after they drop their shield, but that's completely unnecessary since doing it with the Hunter's crossbow is completely free. I switched my run to walk, so I would hit the furthest Tormented Demon from the max possible range. Then I attacked the other 2, and that's it. Their overheads and shield do not matter for this. That was super easy. And if we look at the tasks, that is Tormented Demons green combat achievement logged. I'm gonna put the crossbow in the group storage so Spookdog can get that one done as well. There's a few final things I want to check in with. First thing is the hard caskets. I'm currently at 905. Also the snapdragons, the seeds, and the herbs. Was it this video? I forgot if it was this video or somewhat recently I started planting the snapdragon seeds. I'm now up to, I just hit 10k snapdragons and still have about 750 seeds left. One more thing I want to see is the amount of Slayer XP I gained in total. I know I kind of checked that recently, so it probably hasn't changed too much, but it was close to 2 mil Slayer XP gained in this video. In terms of the combat achievements, Master Tier is my long-term goal, and I feel like I've been perpetually stuck at about 300 points to Master for a long time because I'll do some here and there, a new boss will come out, they'll add combat achievements, they'll set me back. It's like I'm taking 1 step forward and 1 step back, but one of these days I'll get Master eventually. I checked back on the first clip of this video. In real time, that was 12 days ago. And in terms of in-game time, I spent 127 hours making progress in this video. But that's going to be all for today. So if you do want to check me out when I live stream, you can go to twitch.tv/wild_mudkip to keep me company. And I will have Spookdog's most recent video linked below in the video description. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you have a great day. And I'll see you again next time at Yama.